Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! Autumn is such a beautiful time of year. I know you guys can't see outside my window, but the leaves are falling off of the trees. Of course, they're changing color and falling off my trees every day outside my house. And then I have birds chirping outside my window. My window is always and forever open because there's just something with this time of year. So I can really feel for how Dove Cameron feels about autumn every year because it's just such a beautiful season. And it really sets the tone, of course, for winter up and coming and, of course, the Christmas season, Halloween, what have you. And we're just under a week away from Halloween, and I'm really excited about it. I can't say that I'm really thrilled that people are going to be heading towards my location, my house, to TP it and egg it, because it happens every year, but I guess everybody has fun in their own unique way every time Halloween happens, and every year my house is either victim of being egged or TP'd, so I'm kind of preparing myself for the inevitable this year. I know that there are going to be a lot of people showing up at my door, hopefully dressed up as their favorite Descendants and Zombies characters, which is something I look forward to every year. Around this time of year, everybody shows up at my door dressed up as their favorite Descendants or Zombies character, and it really shows how much you guys have been inspired by it and how much this YouTube channel has touched your heart, because obviously everybody knows who Jonathan Clarke on YouTube is by now, with over 3,000 people having subscribed to this YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for an incredible year. Seriously guys, from my heart to yours, I don't know where I'd be without you guys. You guys are so dedicated to who and what you love. It's truly unbelievable. I can't even put into words how appreciative I am of each and every one of you. I do somewhere, somehow, put it into words how appreciative I am of each and every one of you without preparing anything to say on the show, because I've always believed approaching everything with an open heart and an open mind, because then nobody knows what to expect every time they watch a video for you. But the thing is, Descendants and Zombies has really changed my life and really gave me a second chance at a career. And having a career and having a chance to be heard and seen by so many wonderful people, because I've seen so many cultural diversities except this YouTube channel. So many people fall in love with every video that has been uploaded here, because of course I talk about retro Descendants moments, retro characters that you guys grew up with. I talk about the new franchise. I put a unique spin and twist on the franchises, Descendants and Zombies, and what they evolved into, because this has really been a metamorphosis that we've seen the characters go through. And I think this is the most beautiful cast that we've ever seen brought forth and come to be for Descendants and Zombies. I think that Clarke, Malia Baker, and Ruby Rose Turner did a fabulous job taking something that started as a whisper and turned it into a global phenomenon. You guys remember the Royal Wedding animated special back in 2021? In the summer of that year, there was a teaser drop for Alice in Wonderland and Cinderella characters to premiere in the Descendants franchise. We didn't know quite what to make of it or what Red was going to bring to the franchise, what she was going to offer, what she was going to become. But she definitely shut down all the critics that were reviewing it early on, because the people were giving their early predictions of what this was going to be, what this was going to mean for the Descendants franchise. But I held on to the belief that we should give her a chance. And ever since we welcomed Red into the Descendants franchise, there have been so many unpredictable and so many unforgettable moments, not only on the set of Descendants, but also for the Worlds Collide tour, because I never saw somebody bring so much passion to a stage, an on-stage performance like Clarke did. And I remember all the musical concert productions that Disney would do over the years, The Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, High School Musical. It was only just last year, I think, that high schools actually acquired the license to perform their own versions and variations of High School Musical, and I was really thrilled about that. But I remember seeing videos that people were uploading, and the criteria of it wasn't really what Descendants and Zombies was this past summer, by no means, because Descendants and Zombies really captivated a global audience and took the world by storm and became one of Disney's most revered concert experiences. Some of you attended with the VIP package experience, and I got to be honest with each and every one of you, I was kind of envying everybody who was a part of the VIP experience, because you guys got to ask so many cool questions, and you guys did a great job with your questions, and I think that you're never given enough credit for how much passion you put behind everything that you do for Descendants and Zombies. Some of you bought gifts for your favorite stars. You had the chance to present them with the gifts you bought. Some of you had the opportunity to have photos with them and ask certain questions. It was really cool. It was really fun being a part of it and getting to watch it on YouTube. I would have loved to have seen it in person, but because of no Canadian concert dates in my area, I was kind of shut out. But that didn't stop me from watching it on YouTube, and from what I got from the videos that were uploaded on YouTube, you guys did a great job. Preferably, I watched fan videos of the Worlds Collide tour, because these videos that were being uploaded by critics were pretty much just overshadowing what the concert really meant to a person's heart. Because I really do believe that this concert really touched a person's heart in so many emphatic ways. It wasn't just about getting to see Clarke live or Malia Baker live performing songs or phrases Freya Sky. It was about how you felt about being a Descendants fan, how every moment in your life from being a Descendants fan led you to this particular moment in time that you wish could have stopped. I think everybody wished they could have stopped time and would have had that power for just a little while longer to make the moment last longer than what it intended to last, and really embrace the moment, because moments like this only happen once in a lifetime. And as I've often said, time always and forever elapses through an hourglass, which means it's all about how we spend the time that we are allocated, because we don't know how much time we have. And because we don't know how much time we have, it's about the moments that matter to us and how we make them count. And you guys showed up at the Worlds Collide Tour in these beautiful outfits. You were so supportive of your favorite stars, and I think you deserve a lot of credit. You guys deserve to be commended. And I will forever commend Leg 1 of the Worlds Collide Tour and forever support Leg 2 of the Worlds Collide Tour happening, because it has to happen. It's meant to happen. And for those of you who are feeling discouraged about your hopes and dreams ever becoming reality for Descendants of Zombies, for those of you who were shut out this summer from the Worlds Collide Tour, don't worry, because you will find your light, and Leg 2 of the Worlds Collide Tour will happen. And here's the secret between all of us. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure it happens and becomes a reality for the people who were shut out of Leg 1. Because in all honesty, you guys have deserved far better reviews of the Worlds Collide Tour. Everything Descendants of Zombies related for far long enough now. And it's about time somebody dedicated the rest of his life, he or she's life, to uploading Descendants of Zombies videos for you with meaning. And to showcase the passion that Descendants of Zombies has forever and always carried with it. Because it's one thing to show up on YouTube and forever talk about Kylie Cantrell and Freya Sky, but when you talk about Freya Sky and Kylie Cantrell, you got to do it with a passion, because you got to realize that even though the fans that are, supportive of Kylie Cantrell and Freya Sky are very young, they are some of the smartest fans in the world. And the thing is, no matter what age demographic you talk about and are referring to, they know everything there is to know about their favorite stars because they grew up with them. I remember growing up as a fan of Jessica Simpson years ago and thinking Jessica Simpson was the most beautiful girl that I'd ever laid eyes on. And I was probably only about 13 years old, but it wasn't very long before I had a Jessica Simpson poster on my wall. I was so proud to be a Jessica Simpson fan. And I thought there was nothing wrong with it. No matter how much criticism I got for being a Jessica Simpson fan, the thing was I loved her and I supported her. And I saw Jessica Simpson achieve some of the greatest accolades that any pop star of her generation would have the honor of doing. I remember the premiere of her album Sweet Kisses back in 1999 in July of that year, and watching it go to the top of the Billboard chart. And now I'm sitting here 25 years later, and I'm thinking about stars like Dove Cameron and Kylie Cantrell all the time having the greatest success stories ever written and ever told. And it's because of each and every one of you, because I can sit on this show every single night and talk about Dove Cameron and Kylie Cantrell as much as I want, as much as I love them, and talk about Ruby and give her all the praise in the world. But you guys made them into sensations. You guys made them into pop stars, and I will never ever forget what you did for their careers, and I will never forget what you did for me, because you guys brought me back from out of nowhere. And you gave me the honor to talk about Descendants of Zombies and have so much fun while doing it. The thing is, a lot of people on their shows are so serious. And a lot of people who do criticize Descendants of Zombies don't know the first thing about constructive criticism and how to provide you with a great analogy or breakdown of your favorite moments, your favorite songs, your favorite stars of the Descendants franchise that made you the fans that you are. And because of that, a lot of videos of nonsense are being uploaded to this platform every single night. I know because I see it. And I watch these reaction videos and I'm kind of left very disappointed in the criteria and the quality of the video and the presentation of it, because I really believe that there are fans out there that deserve all the credit in the world and far more respect than they're ever shown. And then Kylie Cantrell and Freya Sky are crying all the time because they're upset about the performances. They're second-guessing themselves all the time. Meg Donnelly is the worst one of them all for doing this, because I think Meg Donnelly kind of holds herself down and holds herself back from every opportunity that she's ever given because she feels she's not good enough. And it really upsets me when I see tears in the eyes of Kylie Cantrell and Freya Sky that should not be there. Because in all honesty, these stars are the next Taylor Swifts, the next Ariana Grandes, forever and always in my heart, regardless of how people feel about them. Because you see, the universe is only so big, and somewhere out there tonight there's a girl who feels inspired by Freya Sky's music, who loves Kylie Cantrell so much, and she deserves to see the best videos she can watch on YouTube about her favorite stars with something nice said in those videos, as opposed to criticism, which she's watching every single night. So as a result of all the criticism and all these critics on their YouTube channels and their shows, uploading videos, podcasts they call them, I think that people are watching the same 4 or 5 videos all the time, because the same 4 or 5 videos they watch are what made them a fan of Descendants of Zombies, because many of you love songs like Rotten to the Core and that music video that defined what these characters are all about. Many of you love the song Fight of Our Lives because it put into perspective just how powerful the relationship between Kylie Contrell and Malia Baker would go on to become. Certainly one of the most revered. Many of you remember the song Life is Sweeter When You Are for how powerful Ruby's voice was on that song and that soundtrack, because it emphasized how much sweeter we can all be to people in our own lives and how much further kindness can take a person. Because in all honesty, Ruby Rose Turner inspired me to be a kinder person and a better person at the end of every single day. You know, I wish that I could be only just half the person that Ruby Rose Turner has amounted to at just 19 years old. Ruby is an amazing person. She just turned 20 back on October 16th, just a couple of days ago. And I never felt more honored to celebrate her birthday, which you guys helped me commemorate like you did last year and again this year. But this year was huge. And it was huge because seeing Ruby turn 20 years old for me reminded me of, you know, watching Ruby growing up and wanting to entertain people more than anything else in the world. Wanting to put a smile on each and every one of our faces. As Cammy Rather on Coop and Cammy Ask the World, or Bridget in Descendants, she was able to do that in so many emphatic ways. And let's not forget to mention how gorgeous she is, because she really is. She's up there with the Freya Skies and Kylie Contrell any day of the given week and any day of the given era. Because you can talk about Taylor Swift as much as you want, the success of the Eras Tour, and how Taylor Swift is burnt out now and wants to take a back seat because she's tired, and have this documentary series coming out on Disney Plus to commemorate the success of the Eras Tour as much as you want and as much as your heart desires. But I think forever and always, people like Kylie Contrell and Freya Sky will forever and always belong in that same conversation. Because the conversation about celebrities seemed to be a revolving door where the same 4 or 5 celebrities are always talked about. And then when Dove Cameron decided to take a reprieve, people were saying she quit on us, she quit on her career. Nobody had seen or heard anything from Dove Cameron. DoveCameron.com had been shut down with no updates for months on top of months. And then from out of nowhere, Dove Cameron surprises us all and shocks the world with this reemergence and this compilation Too Much, which was the sequel to Alchemical, which it was intended to be. And I expected great reviews for Dove Cameron, which I got. But I didn't get great reviews for Dove Cameron from critics. I got great reviews for Dove Cameron because of each and every one of you, because everybody was subscribing to this YouTube channel. You know, every day hundreds of people are subscribing to this YouTube channel. It's beyond me why, to be honest with each and every one of you. I wanted this YouTube channel to become popular, but I never thought it would become as popular as this, which is why I'm always and forever saying thank you to Descendants of Zombies fans, because one of the things you've got to realize if you host a show about Disney content is Descendants of Zombies is the most revered and popular niche of all time. And if a podcast host is going to talk about anything, I think he or she should devote her time to talking about Descendants of Zombies more often than what they do, as opposed to uploading a Descendants of Zombies video once every 6 months. Because if you upload a Descendants of Zombies video every 3 days, it will push it further up into the algorithm, and people will realize that you know what's up. But unfortunately, people don't see it that way, and people just say, okay, 1 or 2 Descendants of Zombies videos is far enough, that's as far as we go with this. But you're talking about a story that is far from over. And that's what's so intriguing about Descendants of Zombies. How many storylines can be presented? How many characters can see their introduction into the franchise? A franchise that has forever and always held a special place in all of our hearts. And not forgetting to mention, there's just been something about my voice being attached to this franchise for forever. And I think people just can't go without it, because the thing is, I love helping people make sense of a franchise they grew up with, because I know what it's like to grow up as a fan of a franchise. And we can go on for hours of talking about a franchise that I grew up with, like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Are You Afraid of the Dark, Goosebumps, Darkwing Duck, Hercules, Goof Troop, The House of Mouse, Aladdin, The Little Mermaid. I can go on for hours. Timon and Pumbaa was another show that a lot of people don't give enough credit to, because Disney was in this era where they would create TV shows off of their most successful franchises. So if The Lion King was booming in the box office, which it was, because I remember being there for the red carpet premiere and having to resort to standing up in the back to watch Simba tell Mufasa how much he meant to him, and how Mufasa explained to him about the circle of life, which was such an iconic scene about how when we die, our bodies become part of the ground and eventually turn to dust after our legacies have been left behind. And I never forgot that scene, because it got me thinking at just 10 years old how much I wanted to go down in history for being one of the greatest of all time. I wanted to be on YouTube because I did want to go down in history for being one of the greatest of all time, and then I had the honor of meeting each and every one of you and sharing in your passions for Descendants of Zombies and everything Disney and Nickelodeon related. And then I saw what all these girls were going through and how much pressure they were under, and I said, enough is enough, I got to do something. So I used my voice and the technology in my possession on a very poorly financed YouTube channel, mind you, to let the world know how I felt about how people like Ariana Grande and Amanda Bynes were being treated. They were having photos of themselves posted on social media that had no business being posted on social media. People were saying the most ridiculous things and theories and predictions about them that were breaking their hearts. I was seeing all these ridiculous articles being posted on TMZ and PerezHilton.com and on Rotten Tomatoes for movie reviews. And I was really upset about it because I think that a lot of people weren't giving people like Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson and Kylie Cantrell and Ruby, who I love with all my heart, enough of a chance. And I always wanted them to hear my voice. I know the chances of them hearing my voice are second to none, but maybe with a revered number of subscribers like I've been able to achieve through the power of this YouTube channel and using my voice and really stepping up with that voice, maybe there is a slight chance they have heard what I've had to say about them, and maybe it lights a fire under their heart and will give them the encouragement and the incentive to keep going on, as you guys have supported them with an endless amount of love and support, which I can never thank you enough for. Because what you've got to realize is you outshine every amount of criticism that they face, that I face every day, because I get my fair share of criticism for how I feel about Descendants of Zombies, because it's very rare to hear a guy talking about Descendants of Zombies and showcasing his passion for Descendants of Zombies. It started with me being a fan of Mickey Mouse over 30 years ago. My grandmother and my mom had a lot to do with that, buying me all this Mickey Mouse merch, Mickey Mouse boxers, Mickey Mouse pajamas, hats, and coats. I have a $100 Mickey Mouse leather jacket that you guys see me wear sometimes on videos that I've worn in the past. I'm very passionate about Mickey Mouse because Mickey Mouse represents what every character Disney ever created should have been and was meant to be. And Mickey was always a constant reminder, serving as a constant reminder to me to be kind to the people around me that were in my life for obvious reasons. Some reasons I've never figured out, but it's obviously very apparent. Because you guys are the greatest example of that, and my greatest treasure, because you guys came into my life for a very apparent reason, because I was supposed to encourage you all, and you were to encourage me to keep on going as a host of a podcast that I never ever thought would see such a global reach and have such a huge response. Because the response I've been getting for these videos is truly unprecedented and unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life. I do know this, while I don't know what the future has in store for me, I do know that wherever I go or whatever becomes of me, I will never experience anything quite like this ever again. So because I will never experience anything quite like this ever again, I think never enough thank yous can be thrown up to the people who have made this YouTube channel such a huge success. I go all the way back to my very first subscribers who are still here after all this time. Many of you are coming up on your 1-year anniversary of being subscribed to this YouTube channel. Thank you so much for that, because you guys are the best fans in the world, the greatest fans in the world that help me make sense of my own life and everything going on around me. Because music videos like Dream Come True really put a stronger emphasis on how much of reality a dream can happen for a person and come into a reality and become a fruition. Songs like We Are Legends in the Making were songs that were going to define the legacies of your favorite zombie stars without a doubt. And I think that if people were to really break down these songs and really understand what the meaning of songs like Dream Come True, Rewrite the Stars, and Legends in the Making were meant to be and were intended, I think that you would see better reviews about Descendants of Zombies. If people were to encourage you that the chances of a zombie apocalypse could happen were actually legitimate, I think that people would buy into the reviews that people were posting on YouTube more. But people are shutting down your hopes and dreams of ever being a part of a zombie apocalypse. While I, on the other hand, have played every horror survival video game you can think of. Last of Us, Resident Evil, Dying Light, Dead by Daylight. I played them all because I like preparing you for the inevitable, which of course is a zombie apocalypse. And while Google will suggest the chances of a zombie apocalypse ever happening are second to none, I've always wanted to try to encourage that. So I took the liberty of finding this house, moving into a house 5 minutes away from a soda plantation and a chemical plant, and I've had fun with it ever since. People told me this house was haunted for forever. I can't say I ever believed them, but I've loved living here. I think the scenery here is actually exceptional. It's very beautiful. Watching the leaves fall off the tree every autumn and getting the opportunity to spend Halloween and Christmas with you this year is something I'm really excited about, because I think if you're going to showcase Descendants of Zombies, you really got to let people know what's up with Descendants of Zombies. You really got to be on case in point with every video that you upload. I mean, you can choose to criticize Descendants of Zombies for the rest of your life, but it really doesn't serve any purpose. If you're going to talk about Descendants of Zombies, then that's exactly what you should do. You should talk about Descendants of Zombies and tell everybody what Descendants of Zombies means to your heart, because you only have one heart and only one life to live. So I always wanted to go down in history for being one of the greatest of all time, And some way or somehow, I don't know how I'm going to go down as one of the greatest of all time, but I know, because I've shared my opinion with Descendants of Zombies because of each and every one of you and how much it means to each and every one of your hearts individually, that will happen for me. That really will happen for me because it was meant to happen. We were meant to meet. And because we were meant to meet, I think that this is the greatest honor of my life. Hands down. I upload 3 to 4 videos for those of you who are new here every single day on this YouTube channel because I want to emphasize just how important Descendants of Zombies means to somebody out there and how important they are to the franchise. And I've never ever wanted them to forget that because it's really special when you find something or a star that you idolize and you grow up watching. For me, it was Jessica Simpson. For me, it was always Lindsay Lohan. And I go back to those same 3 or 4 stars because they really set things in motion for me. I didn't know 25 years later I'd meet each and every one of you, and we'd be talking about Ruby and Kylie and Malia, which I love doing. But I have each and every one of you to thank for that, and I have each and every one of you to thank for buying all these stuffies in the background, Dumbo, Stitch, Sonic, and we have a whole lot of fun on this YouTube channel together. Because you can have everything in the world, all the accolades in the world that adds up significantly, but when you don't have anybody to share your thoughts and predictions and theories with, it really means nothing. Because life is about the friendships that we have that come into our lives for no particular reason. They just show up. And it's all about how we spend the time that we are allocated because time always never fails to run out. And the time that we've spent together on this YouTube channel is time well spent and time I will never ever forget because it will forever and always elapse through the hourglass. But the memories I've had the honor of creating with each and every one of you, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for how many times you've hit the subscribe button and ran your finger across my like button because it means the world to me. I don't know how much of a reach this video is going to have by the time I upload it, but I know somebody's going to hit my subscribe button because she loves this YouTube channel. Somewhere out there in this really big universe tonight, there's a girl waiting for a Descendants of Zombies video to be uploaded, and I'm proud to say she has it, and it's been my honor to upload it for her. And I'm hoping she's going to hit my subscribe button because she loves this YouTube channel and thinks I'm cool. Guys, seriously, thank you so much. Stay calm and zombie on. We will talk again between 8:35 and 9:05 a.m. tomorrow morning. I love doing this, and I love being here in your guys' presence to discuss all things Descendants of Zombies. You guys mean the world to me, guys, and don't ever forget that. Stay calm and zombie on, everybody, because life really is sweeter when all of us are. Thank you so much.